All right, lads, welcome back to me podcast, Cheaper Than Therapy. Mick Thomas here. How are you? Welcome back. I'm sitting here in the basement, fucking freezing cold, with my Bane jacket on. Right, it kind of reminds you of Bane from Batman. I was wondering why you would shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane. Wouldn't it be funny if I did the whole podcast in that voice? He's wondering why welcome to Cheaper Than Therapy. Alright, I'm not, that's fucking annoying. Weird week. I was down, like I said, I'm down here freezing cold in the basement because that's where I belong. That's the kind of respect that I get in this house, really, down to the basement, in the cold. I'll go to the basement. Can you keep the noise down a little bit so I can record this for the people? Sure I can, and it's fucking mayhem. But anyway, here's to you. I hope you're doing okay. I appreciate you liking, subscribing, sharing. Thanks so much. A lot going on this week, like I said. I ran another marathon yesterday in the cold, but it was nice. It was wrapped up warm, and I leave all my stuff beside the track when I run. And I had to run on a track because the place I normally go was taken over by hunters. The hunters can hunt there and runners can run there normally, but for all January, it's just shut down. It's just shut down for just the hunters only get it now, which is a shame because I was going to wear a brown tracksuit and then an antler hat. So I guess it was a good time not to bust that out, I suppose. But yeah, it's been a crazy week, right? So I do my marathon. I'm rambling again, which I've been called on. I set my stuff up, and what I do is I run 10 miles around this track, and when I get to the 10-mile mark, the app tells me I'm 10 miles. Then I do a bit of nutrition. I walk, gummy bears, a bagel, Red Bull, right? Red Bull. And of course, what happens when I get to the 10? Bagel is a fucking brick. Like, everything froze. My water froze. Bagel froze, gummy bears froze, everything. Red Bull, the can split open, everything. So I had nothing. So I had to run the whole 26.2 miles without any nutrition. So I had that. Then I went to, I did a Zoom show for governors. And that was fun. I got to see an old friend of mine, very, very funny comic, Vincent Chang. You should check him out. Very funny guy. And we got chatting. It's always good to see him, you know. So he's also works in the health field. So we were chatting about, he got the vaccine. He gets it first. He goes right up on top of the line. He works in healthcare. I think he kills old people. That's his job. I mean, he might disagree with that, but I think that's his job. I think when old people get sick, he has to go over and put a pillow over their head. And that's what Vincent's job is. So if you ever see Vincent Chang in a show, just go, hey man, you thought your job is hard. He's got to put down old ladies. He likes it. I think a part of me likes it. So yeah, that's the job really. Smothering old people. So I talked to Vincent and he tells me, the two types of, he got the vaccine, and I'm like, well, the same argument I've always said. Like, he asked me would I get it. I'm not against the vaccine, but if I get the vaccine, do I still have to wear a mask? And the answer is yes. Well, then what's the fucking point? So he told me, I got to look up the name here. He told me about the two types of vaccines. The Pfizer one and the Moderna one. So I asked him, he goes, which one did you get? He goes like, I got the Pfizer one. I'm like, why is there two kinds? Why is there two kinds of vaccines? Like, I don't get that. Shouldn't it just be the vaccine? So you got two separate companies making them. It's back to Apple versus iPhone versus Android again. That's what it is. This guy's a Pfizer guy. I can't mess with that. You know what I mean? Fucking pick one. Like, shouldn't the government go, here's the one vaccine, this is the one you need, we got it covered, comes from this one place, we all make it, we all take it, we're all good. Why is there different ones? This one you got to take 2 of, this one you got to take 4 of. So me and Vincent are talking about that last night, and smothering old ladies. Did the Zoom show, and I did this thing, so it's very hard to get feedback from Zoom, and all the people are on the screen, whatever's there. Sorry, the boiler just kicked in here. Again, I'm fucking hiding in my basement. So I do this thing where I'm doing all these new jokes. And here's the thing. They're all brand new jokes, right? They got no legs yet. They're just embers. Just embers waiting to be blown. Not like, but blown, to see what what they're going to turn into. Will they turn into real jokes? Will they turn into bits I forget? Will they turn into my next closer, my next big babies? So I go up on stage, so I go to the audience, look, I don't know, I can't see your reaction, so if it goes well, why don't you do this? Why don't you send me, and I go, I'm on Instagram, Mick Thomas Comedy. Send me a message if you like it. If you don't like it, just go, don't like that joke, or put the shit emoji, or, just put whatever you want on there. You like it, you didn't like it, that joke is funny. So I put it on, I go up and I do my set, and I got my set list of the new jokes. I don't even remember what they were, and I'm making fun of stuff you've heard me say here before, like the Queen's Gambit. But I started talking about Kamala Harris, and I said, whatever the joke was, something like, Kamala Harris is the first female vice president, so now women have no excuse. Right, and I talked about that and stopped making it and blah, 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 about women being oppressed. You're not really. The whole thing. And then I do, just stuff that may have been controversial, whatever. And so I get off stage and I check my messages, a bunch of them. A lot of positive feedback, a lot of, hey, good to see you again, a lot of this, the other. And then one person, like, your jokes are very offensive. I thought, all right, that was it. And I just wrote back, thank you. Your jokes are offensive. And that was my fault. I shouldn't have given people the power to give feedback, right? That's my own fault. I don't read it. I don't listen to feedback, really. But I had no way of gauging if it was good or not. But that's what I did. That's what I did. So I went for my shitty run, and I did a Zoom show. And that was, that was pretty much it. But then it's funny, because this week the whole world kind of fell apart, didn't it? Because of, Robin Hood. Here's the thing. What I did is I listened to, and I made this mistake. I tried not to do it. I only listened to a handful of podcasts. But Tim Dillon's one of them. If you don't know who Tim Dillon is, I'm sure you do. Go check out his podcast. It's fucking hysterical. So I normally don't listen to podcasts before I do this one, because I don't want to be influenced, and then all of a sudden I'm just quoting another guy. But I did today. I made a mistake of listening to Tim's podcast. But kind of I wanted to talk about, because he was... whatever. I'll tell you my own version. But, it kind of goes back to what I said last week. I don't know if you remember, I talked about my friend who's a conspiracy theorist, and about how he was like, I didn't want to mention his name. He's like, yeah, fucking China coming in. And again, this is not my opinion. So YouTube, please don't kick me off. But I was explaining all this shit about about the fucking Chinese government coming in and taking us all, and we're all gone. And I'm not gonna give you Tim's take on it. You got to go check out his podcast to hear that. But it kind of all, when the whole shit fell apart with GameStop and Robin Hood, right? So if you don't know what happened, basically the whole internet got together and said, let's fucking jack up GameStop. And they all these weird things. And I put a joke online, which apparently turned out to be true. I put a joke online saying, I just bought stock in Blockbuster. Something, I don't know, I'm paraphrasing. Now I sit back and wait. Whatever the joke was. And then my friend Christian Vasquez came up and he goes, oh yeah, the Blockbuster stock is a real like, people are still buying fucking Blockbuster. I'm like, who's buying Blockbuster right now? So apparently it was a thing. And so anyway, GameStop rambling, get back on track, you're rambling every time. So the GameStop, everyone was like, it was dropping, and I was kind of watching videos to see, because I don't really know how the stock market works. If you do, I'm sure you're screaming at this thing right now going, you're a fucking idiot. So, but I think it works out that, like, the hedge fund guy lends you the stock at whatever it is, right? And then you make whatever money, and then you just pay back the stock guy with a fee, right? That's, again, I probably fucking this up, so I'm so sorry. So the hedge fund guy, let's call him Barry. So Barry is at the top of the, I usually go with Jeff, don't I? Jeff is usually my go-to name. So Jeff, call him Jeff again. I don't want to break the habits. So Jeff is the hedge fund guy. He's the top of the hedge fund. He's got all these stocks. And then if you want to buy some, so he'll lend you GameStop, whatever, right? And he goes, there, you can have GameStop, and whatever money you make, you have that. Just give me my fee for doing that. And that's what happens. So apparently, and again, I'm probably not explaining this right. As I'm saying it in my head, it doesn't even sound right. So then what happens is the stock of GameStop fucking skyrocketed way up, right? Way up. And then the money goes to... And now the hedge fund guys lose a shit ton of money. Basically, right? So but he doesn't get to share in all that fucking money that you just made. So now everybody's freaking out. Everybody is freaking out, right? So now they're coming into you and they're going like, you can't buy that stock anymore. I go, why the fuck not? So now what's happening is these robbing bastards, these hedge fund cunts, what they're saying is, we can make money and we can do it, but you can't. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it really is kind of going back to what I was saying about my friend with the conspiracy theorist last week. It really is about keeping people down and keeping people in the same fucking class, and not allowing anybody to make money, not allowing anybody to fucking better themselves or play the stock market. I don't play the stock market. I have an Acorns app. If you don't know what Acorns is, it's a kind of a cool app. It's a thing where some of you may have them on your things. Where you swipe your debit card. So let's say I buy something for $4.50, and then it rounds it up right to the next, which is like 50 cents. So that goes up to $5. So it goes up to the nearest one. And then what happens is they'll take that 50 cents and they'll invest it into the stock market for you, into your Acorns app and whatever stocks you've chosen, right? So that's the closest I get to the stock market. But now I know so many people, you know, brickies, like bricklayers, lads who work construction, other comics, you know, and they're all, they've all been in the market now with all this stuff going on, right? So I still don't know anything about the stock market, but people are making money on it now. And then all of a sudden, these hedge fund cunts are coming right in and going, no more money. You can't make any more. Like wasn't Robin Hood, like, remember that? I used to love that show, man. Remember that? Robin Hood, riding through the glen. Robin Hood, with his band of men. Feared by the bad, loved by the good. Robin Hood. Right? Remember, I used to love Robin Hood. Fictional character, by the way. I liked, what was every movie they ever made about Robin Hood, right? He never had an English accent. And didn't, I think, Mel Brooks, Men in Tights, Robin Hood, Men in Tights, and he said, what makes you so great? He's like, yeah, like any other Robin Hood, I speak with a British accent. The cartoons version has been Kevin Costner. What's the guy who threw the phone? Who's the guy that threw the phone at the person? Russell Crowe. He did Robin Hood too. He played a bit of Robin Hood. Yeah, all you know, and that's what Robin Hood would do. He would go out and he would steal from the Sheriff of Nottingham. He would steal from him and all the rich people, and then he would give it to the poor. So it kind of really, this is like Robin Hood in reverse, really, right? The hedge funds guys should be called fucking the Sheriff of Nottingham app, right? Where they come back in and they just steal from the poor and give it back to the rich, because you're not allowed to move on, right? They don't want you to grow, and this is kind of, now I don't want to be touching on Tim's segment, but these cunts don't want you to grow. They want you to stay flatlined. Everything electronic now, right? All the viruses are there. Here's the vaccines. Viruses are terrible. We're not opening up stuff. Now we're opening restaurants a little bit, but we're going to close it back down again. A new streams come out. A new virus is here, you know, and it's getting out of control. Now again, these are jokes, by the way. YouTube, don't Anchor and all that, Apple, iTunes, fucking Spotify. Don't kick me off. These are all jokes, as terrible as they are. But yeah, so that's where the control is now. So now they're controlling how much money you can make electronically. They're now controlling where you can and can't go to work, right? They're controlling everything. Everything you do is now controlled. So you're not allowed to make money, you're not allowed to get to a certain level. They want to keep you there. Isn't that communism? I could be wrong. I thought communism was keep everybody the same. Keep everybody the same wages. Can't make any more money. Here's a cap on what you make and you're fucking done. Robbing bastards. It should be like, I don't understand how it's fucking legal and nobody's allowed to step in. Can someone explain that to me? I'm probably just a moron, by the way, yelling into a fucking void. Probably a moron yelling into a void. But that's, you know, that's fucking it. That's all it is. You know, that's it's you know, viruses fucking shut down everything. Everyone's at home. Everyone's electronic. Everyone, we're all drones now. That's it. We're all fucking drones. Like I order something. Remember we used to send away for something years ago? I don't have Amazon Prime, right? When you order something, right? You bought it online. It arrived 2 weeks later, and you were happy to get it. Happy to get it 2 weeks later. I ordered something on Friday. I don't have Amazon Prime, right? It arrived today. Today's Sunday. It arrived on my doorstep today. They just want us so comfortable and used to just everything is electronic. Stay in your fucking house. Stay in your house. That's all it is. It's getting out. Like I said, I put it up last week, but I took it down. I took the episode down that I recorded. This is my second recording of a podcast this week, because I realized I wasn't being fair to a comic or two on there. So I thought that's not right. So I took it down, and but I did the Guinness Book of Records. I was in the Guinness Book of Records for the longest comedy show. And it was a Zoom show, basically, that went on and on. There was some stand-up involved, and then there was just basically people on, like, a Brady Bunch type show. And that was it. And now, like, that's in the Guinness Book of Records. You know, and that's it now. Like, that, and now people are getting comfortable with that. And this is why I don't want movies to have all this shit, right? Because if we start to accept it, we're talking last night with the comics, and we're talking about, like, how the Zoom show is like, oh, I'm getting good at it. You don't ever want to get good at a Zoom show. If you're a comic, you don't want to get, because if you get good at the Zoom show, then then you normalize Zoom. Then you normalize. I'm not against the company, by the way, but then you normalize this fucking new world, right? The interaction of a comedian to the audience is now gone, and you're accepting that it's gone. So I'm watching these movies. What was it? One, The Lockdown, right, with Anne Hathaway, who I have a crush on. And you watch Anne Hathaway, and she's in this movie, and it's her and her boyfriend. They broke up, but they can't leave. They can't separate because they're in lockdown in England, quarantine. And then all of a sudden, they go do a heist, right? They go to a heist, and they have to rob a diamond, whatever, from some store in England. And it's like, we shouldn't make the movies, because if we make the movies, now we're normalizing it. We're making it normal, so now we're going, because we watch. Because let's be honest, we look up to entertainers, right? Don't we? We all look up to. You watch a movie, you watch. That's why every movie. One of the things that help Apple sales, right? What's helping Apple sales is the fucking. You put it in a movie. You go to outside America, there's not that. Like, Apple is not the cream of the crop. They're not. But you make a movie, and it's like the Apple logo is always there. Now, I use Apple, by the way. I'm not knocking the product. But people buy it because it's in the movie. It is what you see. Remember in the 50s, or when I went Sinatra, people smoked because Sinatra smoked. It was the thing to do. And people are influenced by movies. They're influenced by movies way too much. Do you know what I mean? Like my friend Vincent, smothering old ladies. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He can't get enough of smothering old ladies. So anyway, we get influenced by it. So we got to stop normalizing this shit. You know what I mean? Stop normalizing it. So, but I was happy, you know, I'm now in the Guinness Book of Records. I'm in there now, along with the world's biggest shit, the woman with the longest nails, like the freak show. I think I talked about this before. Forgive me if I did. I had a cousin. He was 380 pounds, right? 380 pounds. But he died at 380 pounds. But when I was a kid growing up, he was always a fat fucker. And he never... Like, he used to always have this book on freaks, like freak shows. He used to love the freak shows. You know, like deformed people and the woman with 9 tits or whatever it was. And so we would watch, you know, I would go to his house and he would have all these books of freaks and that kind of stuff, like Ripley's Believe It or Not and that kind of stuff. But he had this book from the 20s, and and in the book from the 20s, you know, there's like the strongest man, woman with a beard, and a guy with the weights, you know, with the big round balls. And he was like, look at this. And then we were only kids, remember? He had this guy, like come see the fat man, the fattest man. He was 240 pounds. Look it up. 240 pounds. He was in a freak show. He was considered a freak. That's totally normal nowadays. My 240 pounds, right? My cousin was 380 fucking pounds when he died. He would have been just collecting tickets because that's normal. He would have been like, want to see the freak show? Go in there, girl, loads of tits and a beard. There you go, tickets. And nobody would look twice at him. Nobody looked twice at him to go, that's a big fella. That's it. Fucking insane. He died, you know. My aunt, my aunt did one of these things, which I think it's tacky. And if you've done it, I'm really sorry. You know, whatever helps you heal. But she had one of these pictures when you die. And there's the thing, everybody should take a headshot now. Like, go out, take a headshot. Get your friend to do it. The phones are great now. The apps are fantastic. Just take a nice one, or one of those you just look at like, take a nice one, because when you die, we need a good picture of you to hang up. Because some of, like, have you ever driven by a car accident place? Have you ever done that? You just drive by and it's like fucking just take a picture, like a good headshot of someone that's gone. That's all I'm saying. Just they look terrible. So she took a picture of him, and behind him were these, like, she photoshopped, like, I guess these, his date, birth, message, oh, we'll miss you, Billy. And these cloudy stairs that lead all the way to heaven. And I thought, he's 380 pounds. Do you think the first thing he sees when he comes out is like, oh, fucking stairs? What's the point? What is the fucking point? Right? That's however. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing them on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you want to. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll get the joke about my Bane code. If you're just listening, then that's fine. But head over to YouTube, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Sorry, let me just get this so I can sign off properly. Yeah, and good luck to you. Thanks so much. And wash your hands as always, you dirty fuckers. Good luck to you.